how do you modify the payments on that on a take over a sub two?
Before the sub two or after you already closed on it?
I'm not sure. Like, how do you do it?
So, if you want to modify a payment, the only person who can modify it would be John Smith, the owner, right?
Oh, okay.
Once you already close on it, you can't do it anymore because you can't tell them, hey, John Smith deeded the house to me, right? And then we want to try to modify it. So it would have to be before. So, for example, I'm working a deal now where the seller's behind like 40 grand, right? I want to get in contract with him as a sub two, and I'm going to tell him, hey, once we're in contract, I want you to apply for a modification, right? When he applies for a modification, there has to be a hardship. A hardship is something along the lines as, hey, my wife died, I lost a kid, I lost my job, I went through a divorce. It has to be something tough, a hardship, in order for the bank to say, we'll consider it. When you apply for a modification, it's not mandatory, it's a request. The bank, Wells Fargo, has to say, apply for it, we'll look at the situation, we'll look at the numbers, and we'll get back to you. If they say yes, most modifications will take that $40,000 that they're behind, and they'll push it to the back of the loan. So now you're current again, but you still owe that 40 grand in the back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the case, right? So once he's in modification and they approve it, he's going to go through what they call a trial period. And it's typically a 3 to 6 month trial period. You cannot be late during that trial period. If you're late once during that trial period, they'll kick you out and they'll go back into foreclosure because they want to make sure they're going to sell the house. They're going to make sure that the seller can maintain the house with that first 6 months to make sure they feel comfortable. All right, let's move forward with the John Smith again to make sure he's good to go. But once you close on the sub 2, that's it. Yeah, there's no more modification. There's no more going through the motions, you know?
So the modification doesn't change the payment amount. It just changes the late payments.
It could change the payment amount, right? So let's just say it's a 3.9. When you do the modification, the bank's going to offer this. Hey, this is our offer. You're at 3.9. We're going to go down to a 3.25. It can't go down. You owe 40 grand. We're going to put that to the back. Do you agree? The seller will have to sign, say, yes, I agree. But it all depends on the terms of the bank. So it's in the bank's hands.
Got it. And then so if I was to get, like I guess the power of attorney from the owner, can I speak on her behalf?
You can. Before the sub 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, before you can. You can, yeah. But they're going to be like, well, why is there a power of attorney? You know, we want to hear from her direct. If it's, remember, she's applying, technically she's applying for a modification. She's applying for another loan, if you will.
Got it.
So they're going to want to talk to her eventually. The POA is more for like, hey, insurance claims or what's the payoff, you know. They won't question that. But if you're going to try to do a POA for someone and literally apply for a whole loan in her name, yeah, they're not going to be fond of that.
Got it.